Big Brother legends are out of the house and on the road. The stakes are high, the twists are wild, so let's chase down the drama of The Amazing Race Season 38 with Kinda Unhinged. What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. I'm back with another The Amazing Race video, and we are on Season 38, Episode 11. So we begin this episode with all four teams traveling to Paris. So we are at the final four. Joseph and Adam were the first team to reach the clue box, where it told them that they had a roadblock where they had to learn the can-can dance. And they were the first team there learning their dance, and they were like, wow, is this what Jag and Jazz feel like when they're in first place? So they were happy about that because they're not strong dancers, so they were like, well, we needed the extra time. However, it wasn't long before Jag and Jazz and then Izzy and Paige showed up to learn the dance as well. Kylan and Taylor were stuck in traffic, so they were the last team to arrive. Jag and Jazz were the first team to attempt the dance, and they started off pretty well, I thought. Well, at least Jag did. Jazz, he was kind of all over the place. And then about halfway through, they just completely forgot the step. But ultimately, they were the first team to successfully complete this roadblock. But much like them, Joseph and Adam on their first attempt were overwhelmed and they completely forgot the steps. And although Kylan and Taylor were the last to reach the roadblock, they nailed this dance on their third attempt and were the second team to leave the roadblock. So the last two teams were really struggling to get their dance down, but Izzy and Paige finished their dance just slightly before Adam and Joseph, which is wild because Adam and Joseph were the first team there and they were the last team to leave. But like I said, they weren't too far behind Izzy and Paige, so both of these teams actually got in the cabs around the same time. So Jag and Jazz reached their second roadblock, and in this roadblock, they have to type a poem in Braille. So Jazz knew that this roadblock was going to take attention to detail, because if you mess up even one letter, you won't know until you've completed the whole thing and gotten it checked. So he was going so slow that at one point the teachers were having trouble staying awake. They were so bored. And one of them was like, maybe we should get coffee. Like, maybe that would help us. So they actually go and get coffee because they're so bored. But Jazz going so slowly paid off for him because he passed this roadblock in his first attempt. And he did so before any of the other teams even showed up. So as they're leaving this roadblock, Kylan and Taylor are showing up. And Taylor is going slow just like Jazz. And once again, the teachers are bored out of their mind and they get another round of coffee. Not long after that, the other two teams show up. So the last three teams are all at this roadblock. So Jag and Jazz receive their next clue, which says that they have to go to 3 different locations of 3 different statues of liberty and get 3 different clues that will ultimately be a clue to where the pit stop is. So back at the roadblock, Taylor finishes up her poem on her second attempt. So now it's down to Izzy and Joseph. And Joseph is taking his time. Izzy, on the other hand, is kind of flying through this, but she keeps making mistakes. So meanwhile, Jag and Jazz have found their second clue. So they're only one clue away from knowing where the pit stop is. And Taylor and Kylan find their first clue. So back at the roadblock, it appears that Slow and Steady definitely wins the race because Joseph is able to complete this roadblock in his first attempt. And Izzy has had several attempts, but she's just really struggling. I think she's going too fast. I think she definitely just needed to slow down a little bit and get her nerves under control. But ultimately, she was able to complete this just a few minutes after Joseph. But she's emotional, and by the time she reaches Paige, she just falls apart. So then we see Jag and Jazz get their last clue and head to the pit stop where they are team number 1, and they received a trip to Fiji for being the first team. So then we see Joseph and Adam and Izzy and Paige pick up their first clue, while Kylan and Taylor pick up their second. Then we see Izzy and Paige and Kylan and Taylor reach the same clue at the same time, but it's Izzy and Paige's second clue and it's Kylan and Taylor's third clue. But this still gives Izzy and Paige a little bit of hope, because if Kylan and Taylor are still out here getting clues, then that definitely means that Joseph and Adam are as well. So we can definitely still stay in this game. So Kylan and Taylor are the second team to reach the pit stop. And then we see Joseph and Adam grab their third clue, and Izzy and Paige grab their third clue, and we see them in the cabs, and then the episode leaves us on a cliffhanger, so we don't know who reaches the pit stop first. So that was pretty much it for this episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you want more of The Amazing Race content, then go ahead and subscribe. And if you like this video, please hit the like.